Welcome to Soccerex TV. She's the most patient footballer in the whole of the world. Our special guest today is Lucy Bronze. How the devil are you?
Yeah, can't complain too much. Obviously, being in Barcelona, so it's to be relaxing.
Have you been for brunch? You were telling me, yeah. What did you have?
Yeah, went for brunch with a couple of the other girls this morning. I think we were sat. I'm gonna tell the story because I think we were there from about 11:30 until maybe about 4 o'clock. So I had two meals. Had a eggs Benedict and a French toast, just because we were there for so long. Obviously, not because I'm greedy or anything.
Are you allowed to? I don't know if you drink or not. Are you allowed a little sort of glass of vino or something in those 25 hours of your brunch?
Not during the brunch, but we won the Supercopa 2 weeks back. So we went back to the hotel after and had a dinner, and the vino was obviously there, the sangria, all the cliches, the cervezas.
Brilliant. Listen, we've got loads of questions for you. We've got video questions which people have sent in. We've got all kinds of email questions as well. I hope you don't mind. Right, I'm going to try. Do you reckon the videos will work here? Okay, here's the first video question. See, I hope you can hear it. Here we go.
Let's go.
Hi, Lucy. I'm Eliza. When are you going to go on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Wow.
Did you get that one?
Yeah.
That's the most important question we've got for you. Go on.
Of course it is. I don't know. I think the pressure's been put on now for any of the girls if they want to go on that show because of Jill doing so well. And the funny thing is, when Jill got put on, we obviously heard about it, and we have a little WhatsApp group, all the England players, and we were all like, Jill's won this. Straight away, we all know what she's like, her personality, and you can't hide anything in the jungle. We were like, Jill's won this. So I don't know if I can follow in her footsteps. I might have to pick a different show instead.
The thing is, I think footballers would be good on that. I mean, well, having said that, I mean, if you're allergic to snakes and bulls' eyeballs and all that kind of thing, you're probably not going to be very good at it. But I think a footballer's personality might be, like Harry Redknapp did quite well on it, didn't he?
Yeah, I think the thing is, I spoke to Jill quite a lot afterwards as well over Christmas. And I was like, we're used to being away for weeks on end, being away from our families, having to do trials, but maybe it's things that you don't like the ice baths and eating things. It's probably, it's a little bit different to the jungle, but we're used to having a couple of little barriers and quite similar things, and being in confined spaces with a group of people. That's what we do as a team. So yeah, I guess there's some similarities to playing for England as there is to being on I'm a Celebrity.
Are you a spy? Can you do spiders and snakes and all that? Or what you like with all that?
It doesn't bother me. Yeah, heights are fine. I think I'm known for eating anything anyway. Like, even obviously I've lived in France and in Spain, and they're always like, "Oh, have you ever tried this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like I love food. I love trying new things, no matter what it is." I think the only thing would be maybe being a claustrophobic, being in a small space. Yeah. But I think the rest, I think I would enjoy. There you go.
There's the advert. Anybody out there now, all the millions of people throughout the world, your next celebrity footballer is Lucy Bronze. Let me tell you, we'll get I couldn't say bet, can I, or anything like that? But she'd do well on it. Is what we're saying. Okay, you're in Barcelona. The video. I'm looking through Sam's pressing the video. Now this was sent in by Semra Hunter, who's the presenter for La Liga over there. Have you got Semra, Sam? Let's see if we can get Semra.
Hey Lucy, it's Semra Hunter here. I just wanted to welcome you to Barcelona, and I say welcome because I also happen to live in Barcelona. I hope that you're really enjoying your time here so far. And actually, I just wanted to ask you, what do you like the most about your new life here? And what are some of your favorite things to do around town?
Well, obviously, brunch is one of them. We know that now.
Yeah. There's I tell you, in Barcelona, obviously they do tapas, very good. But there's very good places for brunch and sushi, funny enough.
Really?
Yeah. So going out for food is quite high on the list. My favorite things, I mean, I've already mentioned the weather. Like, it's It's incredible. When it's a little bit cold, everybody's like, "Wow, que frio! It's so cold," and I'm like, "Are you girls crazy? Like, this is normal for England." So, I guess living in the sun is a nice thing. And some of my family been over, so I've got to do the touristy things as well, like the Sagrada Familia and all the Gaudi buildings. I mean, there's so much to do in Barcelona that I don't even think I've really scratched the surface yet. I'm still a tourist, but a citizen of Barcelona as well, of Catalonia.
Brilliant. Listen, I just wonder. I mean, I've just recently come back. I lived in the Middle East for a long time, and my wife just glares at me across the room because she's had to come back to England. And I just wonder, with you having been in America and Lyon and now Barcelona, do you think when you live abroad, your tendency, I mean, okay, when you finish, do you think you'll live abroad when you finish, or do you think you'll live in England? That's what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, I would love to live abroad. I think, being in the warmer climate is very nice and relaxing. And I mean, I am half Portuguese as well, so
Sure.
I have that link to different parts of Europe anyway. But we'll see. Obviously, so much of my family is in England, and so it is a little bit easier to live in England when you speak English, because my Spanish is very beginner's level at the beginning, at the minute. So maybe if my language skills improve, I might want to stay abroad. Listen,
we've got one of the students here. We're at UCFB. I don't know what I've said it before, which is the student. We've written it down. What is it? The University of for Business. It's an unbelievable setup there throughout the world. Neve Monday is with us here as one of the students who's going to be a top TV presenter. And Neve's got some questions. Have you got any Barcelona questions?
There's been lots of Barcelona ones.
Quite
a few about your favourite thing about living in Barcelona. But there was one from Claire saying, how do you relax and wind down in Barcelona?
Oh, how do you relax in? Well, it's a pretty relaxed place, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say it is a pretty chill place. I guess I'm lucky enough that I've been able to bring my dog over to Barcelona. She loves it as well. She sunbathes all day.
But she's been ill. Tell us about Nala. Nala's been ill. We're all worried about her.
Oh yeah, she's fine now. I think she just ate something funny, but it's funny because I live opposite some of the other players in our apartment buildings, and they can see Nala lying on the top of my sofa sunbathing every day. So it's quite funny. But yeah, I think when I'm relaxing, I'm probably taking her to the beach or to the park or to some sort of water and stuff. There's so many the mountains. There's so many different places to go in Barcelona, and yeah, just relax in the sunshine.
Why Nala?
Why the name?
Yeah.
The Lion King.
Got it.
Yeah.
Can you feel the love? Is that why it is, Nala? Honestly.
Yeah. Do you know what I found out recently as well? Is
Go on.
I didn't know that they changed all the songs in other countries. Obviously, it makes sense when you think about it. But the Spanish girls, I was singing. They asked me the same question. I sung one of the songs, and they were like, "That's not one of the songs out of Lion King." They were like, "They're all Spanish." I was like, "Even Phil Collins' songs, they're in Spanish." I was like, "What about Hakuna Matata?" They were like, "The rest of the song is in Spanish." I was like, "No way."
No, you can't have that.
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata and then Spanish. It's a wonderful.
I guess it's just ignorant of us or me to think everything was in English, because most of the things are in English.
Are you some kind of closet Disney aficionado?
A little bit. Not even closet.
Okay, Lion King, what else? We're totally wandering off the track here, but fair enough. We've had bronze. Go on.
Lion King, Jungle Book. Jungle Book was a big favourite. To be fair, I've got Disney, and then I'm a big Marvel fan.
I read you. I heard you were a Marvel fan. Yeah, I'm loving Disney. Can I just ask you, are you a cartoon Disney or a live action Disney?
Cartoon. I'm a child.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Okay, what else? Let's try another video. A potpourri here. We don't know what's coming. What we got, Sam? Let's see what we got.
Hi, I'm Katie Allen. I'm from Kent. I've been playing football for 12 years. I went to watch all the women's Euros matches. You inspire so many girls globally, but my question to you is who inspires you?
I had the good fortune to meet Lucy, and we're just chatting away. She's a pal of my daughter's, and I said, I think we're speaking to Lucy Bronze. Oh my goodness! If you'd have said we're speaking to, honestly, and that was it. She was like, and I saw her do this, and she did, and she couldn't believe that. And hopefully she's watching as well. Okay, so who inspired you growing up?
Do you know what? I was one of them kids. I was just outside all the time. I didn't really watch TV much. And obviously women's football wasn't televised, wasn't a thing when I was younger. I watched a lot of like athletics and Olympics. Actually, another funny story. So like Paula Radcliffe and Kelly Holmes were two people that, Kelly Holmes especially, I remember the Olympics when she won the 2 gold medals, and I think she wasn't really expecting to win both of them in her face when she crossed the line, and that always stuck in my head.
Brilliant,
And
yeah.
Just such a powerful woman.
Yeah.
So good at in a sport. And I actually met her a couple of months ago at Wembley, and she came up to me, I think it was with her niece, and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you." And I was like, "Are you joking?" I was like, "I can't believe I'm meeting you. Like, you're the person that I remember watching your races when I was younger. I used to run the same distances as her when I was at school." Which was just like a surreal moment to actually meet her, and we were both a little bit like, "I'm such a big fan of yours. I'm such a big fan of you." So that was a really cool moment.
Yeah, that's you. Were you a natural sports person? You were pretty good at everything, weren't you?
Yeah, to be modest, yeah. Sports, yeah. At school, I did pretty well. Like maths was my favorite subject. The other subjects, yeah, so. But sport, you give me a racket, a bat, a ball, I was super competitive. My mum always said football was my passion and my love, but I could have picked most sports and done pretty well just because I was super athletic and just wanted to win all the time.
I heard your mum say you turned up for a tennis tournament and she wanted you to wear a skirt, but you're in your footy kit. But I just wondered, I've got to apologise here as well, because I've got so much stuff written down here. And do you know one of the first things, because people might not know this, we had a bit of a false start on the thing this morning, on the show and what have you. Lucia Roberta Tough Bronze, MBE. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit surreal.
Have you? Cause we've been googling and thinking. You've not got it yet, have you?
No. I got funny enough, another good story. I got the email before Christmas. I think they struggled to find my email address or postal address.
Well, you're probably a tennis, weren't you?
Yeah. So I got an email as I landed in Portugal because I was going for a Champions League game at like 11:30, and was like, "Congratulations, we want to honour you for MBE. You need to reply before 12 o'clock." I was like, "Oh God, I've got 30 minutes to reply to accept this
Otherwise,
MBE."
you don't get it. We're taking it away.
Yeah, I was like, "Wow!" So I had to fill out this form quickly, send it back. Not yet heard back from anything, so maybe I handed it in too late. But
what?
Yeah, I think no. I think obviously it's so busy and there's a lot of people getting honoured, and yeah, I think we have to figure out a time when I come back to England and receive the MBE. And
what's the crack? Do you know who? Do we know who actually sort of gives you
at the moment? Yeah, at the moment, no, I don't know. I think I go back to England in a couple of weeks to play for England in some games. So maybe I might get some more information whilst I'm back, because obviously there's a handful of us who have been honoured. So yeah, maybe we'll get the information all together so we can share the moment together.
Your family must have been thrilled.
Yeah, definitely. I think I spoke about it. My grandma was the first person that I called, because my family is not a super footballing family, funny enough. And I think my grandma, out of everyone, probably understands the least about football, and I think the MBE is probably the thing she understands the most. So out of all my accolades and things that I've won, I think it's the one thing which she's got the biggest connection to, and I didn't have to explain, I've won UEFA Player of the Year, it means that I'm the best player in Europe or whatever. I could just say, oh, I'm getting an MBE straight away. She knows exactly
Brilliant.
what it means, how amazing it is.
Brilliant.
Don't have to explain where it comes from, who's nominated me or anything like that. So yeah, it was nice to have something that my family probably understood better than any football award I've ever received.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We're live with Lucy Bronze. You can get involved by commenting on the YouTube stream. Neve Monday's with us, and questions are coming in. Neve, any other ones? What we got?
So we've got a great one from Amy Bryans. She said, is it match day ritual for you to come out the tunnel last?
Oh, are you superstitious?
I'm not superstitious at all. And what the sports scientist at Barcelona, she hates me for doing this because I'm just really chill and relaxed. But it was a couple of years back. I remember being in England and I was like the last one out. Someone was like, I'm the last one out because they're not going to shout at you for coming out last, but they might shout at me. And I thought, maybe that's like a good last, then I can take the pressure off of if someone's running late or they need to go to the toilet. I'm like, no worries, I'll go last and I'll take the blame. Like, it is fine. So yeah, that happened a couple of years ago. Someone was like, they're not going to tell you off because you're Lucy Bronze. So I've kind of used that to my advantage. I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but it's not a superstition. It's more just that I just relax, no stress. If someone's panicking, I'm like, don't worry, we can go out last together. It's not a big deal.
Let's get another video. Sam, what we got? Chuck one in for us.
Hi, Lucy. My question is, growing up, who was your biggest inspiration?
We've had kind of that one, an inspiration. Well, I mean, do you know, I was fascinated that when you started and then you went to Sunderland, it was like 1.5 hours traveling every night. I guess your parents, and I think parents of any sporting child, if they can't run round after you, you've got no chance, have you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have to have some sort of support network, whether it is parents or a neighbour or grandparents or family friends. I think there's so many. I know all the girls who play for England, there's always someone that's maybe sacrificed a little bit of something to make sure that they've got what they've needed or been where they've had to be to make sure that they've been given the opportunities that they need. And my parents were those people to me. Both of them, my dad used to leave work early, come pick me up from school. He'd have a little ready-made spaghetti bolognese or something that he'd made at home that I could eat in the car so that I was ready to train, drive me an hour and a half, sit and wait in the car for me whilst I trained for an hour, 2 hours, and then drive me all the way home, and used to do that anytime I needed. My mum was the same. And my mum actually, one year, instead of going on a family holiday, she saved up so that I could go to America to go to a soccer camp. And that was the family holiday instead of going to Spain or to Portugal, like your average UK summer holiday. It was, no, we're going to save up. We want to take you to America. We want to give you these opportunities. So I'm very fortunate in that respect to have a good support network. Like, yeah, I mean, so many young children or footballers don't always have that, and I was very, very lucky.
What was that experience like going, what were you, about 17 maybe, with North Carolina Tar Heels?
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was the best experience that I've ever had, still to this day. I only went to America because I got told that I wasn't good enough to play for England and to get a scholarship in the England system here. I think it was at Loughborough at the time. Which was hard to take. All the other girls, the likes of Jordan Nobbs, got on this scholarship with the English national team, and I got told I wasn't good enough, and I had this opportunity to go to America, which was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was with some of the best players in the world, one of the best, if not the best, women's coach ever. And I think I said, like, I'm super competitive, and obviously that's America's kind of thing, is this competitive edge that they have, and they're just crazy about winning. And it was the first time I was like, wow, these girls, like, they don't care what they say or what
Yeah.
they do. They want to win no matter what. And I'd never been in that environment. I never felt that I could be that person in England. I went to America and I was like, no, I'm doing exactly what I should be doing. And yeah, I think it gave me the confidence to be that super competitive, aggressive, want to win all the time, which in England I don't think it was as big a thing maybe 10 years ago to be that
Yeah.
person. I don't think I was really allowed to be that person. But I always hold that, like, the reason why for all my success is my competitive nature, and I wouldn't have had that confidence if I hadn't went to America and seen all these other girls do it.
Fantastic. Sam, what else we got? Chuck us in another one, will you? While we're on a video roll, what else we got?
Mate, just wanted to ask this question. Other than me, who is the best player you've ever played with? That was a joke, by the way, kind of.
Leanne Sanderson, 50 caps for England. Other than her, who is the best player you played with?
Marajan. Jennifer Marajan, always the player that just comes out of my mouth straight away. We played together at Lyon for 3 years. And I think she's the one player that's made me look like a better player than I am. I think I always say the best players in the world are not necessarily the ones that do the best themselves. They make everyone around them better. And she was that person to me. So I've never had that with another player as much. Everything's just so effortless, so easy for a super humble person. Probably should have been the best player in the world, had that accolade at some time, but was unfortunate not to have ever actually won it. But yeah, for me, wow, just the ability I've just never seen that with anybody else that I've ever played with.
Can I just ask you a couple of footy ones? How's Barcelona? The training? Are we tick-a-tackering? I mean, did you have to up your game? Did you have to change when you walked into training?
Yeah, it is tick-a-tacker. Every training session is this. Every game is this. I have to adapt the way I play a little bit sometimes.
In what way?
Okay because,
in what way?
Well,
what do you have to?
I'm not in the middle of it, so it's okay because they're all the middle players and the midfielders are all the tiki-taka ones, and I'm like, "Hey girls, hit it in behind, I'll run." They're like, "No, let's keep playing." So yeah, it's just different. You think different. A lot more passes, and yeah, I guess learning the language to be able to communicate on the pitch has also been something to adapt to. But it is definitely, when they say Barcelona is tiki-taka, it is tiki-taka every single day, 24 hours, 24/7.
I saw a brilliant piece for people who've not seen it. Get it on. It's on YouTube. When you were mic'd up in a game, Steph Horton and you. It was like a closed doors kind of. I don't know if it was COVID or whatever. And you were mic'd up.
Yeah.
And fair dues to you. Either the editing was brilliant, or you're very polite. One of the two. And the thing that struck me about it was just. I mean, they are lung-bursting runs down the right-hand side. Have you any idea? I guess you have. What kind of distances are you covering during the game?
Yeah, for me, it's probably between 10 and 12 kilometers a game. But I think what I do differently to other players is the amount of distance that I can run at high speed is, I think that's kind of what that's like my trade. That's my thing. Like, no one's keeping up. You can run fast, but can you run fast for as long as me?
Yeah.
So it's like this high speed runs. That's what we call it. It's like the amount of meters that you can run at a certain speed. And I think I generally, at England, Barcelona, at Lyon, Man City, all the teams I've ever played for, I tend to be like the top one for that. Not always the distance. That's the midfielders, but those fullbacks, we love to sprint.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think as you get older. There's no nicer way of saying it. Do you think
Yeah.
I'm desperately trying there and failing. As you get older, do you think you might sort of move inside to say play centre half or something like that? Because obviously, you know, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think.
Or have you thought about it?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I've played in numerous different positions throughout my career. I actually played the last 15 minutes in midfield the other day for Barcelona, which is quite funny. But yeah, I mean, as long as I'm on the pitch, I don't really care where I'm playing. Fullback's what I enjoy the most. I actually love defending, so centre half. I could do that. I could do that with my eyes closed. I used to play.
I was about to say you get your pipe and slippers on for that, can't you? For the next 10 years doing that.
Don't let the centre halves hear you say that. I tell that to the
True,
girls all
because
the
that's
time.
what I used to play because I couldn't run.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe. But I mean, as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I don't care where I play. I could play centre half. Maybe it's in goal, right back, left back. But yeah, I could do a job at centre half and still enjoy myself.
Brilliant. Let's get another video. Sam, what we got? Chuck one in for us.
Hi Lucy, my name's Lola, and I would like to know, after conceding your first goal in the Euros against Spain, in that moment, did you feel like you had a change in mentality?
Oh, we're into the Euros. Ooh. Did you get that? Did you hear that?
Yeah. I
think.
Good. Yeah, I mean, Spain was probably the toughest game that we played in the Euros. Such a different style of play to anybody else, and some of the best players in the world play for Spain. And I think we would have been silly to think that we weren't going to concede chances against them.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I never felt like we were going to lose that game for some reason. The players that we have, the mentality, the people like Georgia Stanway, she scored the winning goal. 10 minutes before that, she nearly got subbed off because she had unbearable cramp, like she couldn't move. 10 minutes later, this girl somehow driven down half the pitch and just put a screamer, like just smashed the ball into the net, and she's like dying of cramp. Like that was the type of players that we had on the pitch. I was like, how are we going to lose this game? We got people like Georgia, people like Kira, like the girls at the back. We've just got this crazy mentality and ability that not every team has that. And we know how to go up against good teams, and we expected Spain to be good. Maybe it motivated us a little bit too much that they scored because, yeah, it was our place in the tournament was on the line. But our mentality is always, throughout that Euros, I think after that first game, our mentality was like, yeah, we're prepared for anything and we're going to win this.
We're at UCFB, University Campuses for Football Business. Wembley is literally behind this curtain. If I opened it and there was a window there, Wembley's there. Neve Monday's with us. You went to the final, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It was brilliant.
Go on, give us another few questions. What else have we got?
On YouTube coming up, how do you stay motivated?
How do you stay motivated, Lucy Bronze?
I get this question a lot because people say, "Oh, you know, you've won so many things. Like, what are you motivated?" Like, I'm motivated to win even more. Oh, you've won the Euros now. Like, you must be done. No, I need to. I want to win another Euros. I want to win a World Cup. I think I'm just motivated by wanting to do well, be the best player that I can be. Whether that is that previously was the best player in the world, whatever that is now, it might be different. But as long as I'm enjoying myself on the pitch, I'm always motivated to work hard, to win games, and I'm motivated to not lose. I think that's in my DNA. I hate losing too much.
How have you've had some terrible injuries in your career? How do you deal with those mentally? And what is it about you that you've been able to come back?
I think my injuries were something that actually motivated me more than deterred me. At a young age, I think about 19 or between the ages of like 19 and 21, I had 2 surgeries. I missed 2 years of football pretty much. But then the rest of my career, I felt like I was 2 years behind everyone. So I did twice as much to try and catch people up. My teammates like Gemma Bonner and Jordan Nobbs and Tony Duggan, they were getting picked for the England senior team whilst I was on the bed having surgery, and in a knee brace on crutches. So I was always trying to catch those players up, doing more, doing extra. And at a point, I must have kind of caught up with them and didn't realize, but I was still just on that train of, I need to do more, I need to do more. And if I hadn't had those injuries, I don't know if I would have had that crazy drive that I did, that I always made myself feel like I was behind. It made me do almost too much for like 6 or 7 years. I was just on this run of, I need to get better, I need to do more, I need to do more. And I think it's one of the reasons why I got to the top. Yeah, my knee's a bit of a mess, and I've been in a lot of pain a lot of times, and there's been struggles and those things. But equally, the mentality that it gave me to not stop and to not give up and to work hard is something that not a lot of players have got. And I think I got that from having those injuries and being left to kind of fend on my own and motivate myself.
Brilliant. Sam, let's have another video.
Hi, Lucy. My name is Georgia, and I'm from Wellington, New Zealand. I know when I moved across the world, my mum was my biggest supporter. So I was wondering how big of an influence your parents had on you in your football career when you were younger.
We kind of touched on it, but they've been a huge influence, haven't they? And huge supporters of you.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's when I think about when I was injured, my mum and dad were the two people who were supporting me both financially and physically, mentally, everything. Because I didn't have a job, I couldn't play football, I was at university, so it was a real big struggle. But without the support of my family and my parents especially, I don't think I would have got through those kind of bad times. And equally, like, I think that's why I've always been so confident. I've always said I've never been the best technical player in the world, but I've been so confident in my ability of what I can do. And I think that comes from my parents always believing in me from a very young age. Whether I think you always need a little bit of confidence from other people. It's hard to just say, be confident, or your coach should give you confidence. It might not be your coach, it might not be the assistant, it might not be your parents, but if you can get that little bit of confidence from somewhere, and I had it from my parents, they definitely pushed me on to help me believe in myself.
I've got one here. Sam, can we get Chris O'Shea's? Have you got Chris O'Shea's question there? Chris O'Shea's an actor. He's on Riverdale on Netflix. He's have you got it, Sam? I'll play that one for us.
Hello, Lucy. Coming to you now live from LA, from where I was following the Lionesses at the Euros, which was brilliant to see an England team win a tournament in my lifetime. Rob mentioned that at one point in your career, you worked in a Domino's pizza, and I suppose I need to know, what is your favourite pizza and why?
What's your favourite pizza? And he worked in a Domino's, and they painted it bronze, didn't they, during the Euros?
Yeah. So that was my university days when I was injured. I needed a job, so I did work in a bar for a bit, and then Domino's was in between my house and the university, so it just made sense. And I got free pizzas as well occasionally.
What did you make? Did you make them or deliver them? You were probably running around with a bag over your shoulder, weren't you, delivering them?
No, I managed to do it at the start. I was on the desk. By the end of it, I could do everything. I think I was one of the only girls that was capable of pulling the pizzas out the oven and cutting them, which they all thought was amazing because they normally put the big men on it. And then I was like, listen, boys, I can do this as well. So I managed to hit every corner of the shop, make the pizzas, deliver the pizzas. And
why does that not surprise me?
Yeah, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do everything. Yeah, so it was
good. Okay, Neve, what we got? Sorry. Neve,
no, I was just going to say.
Go on, Lucy, sorry.
Well, it's funny because I worked there, then they painted the thing bronze. And now since the Euros, I've actually been on the advert for Domino's. So it's like a full circle of being the worker, getting the thing on the sign, and then now I'm sponsored by them. So it's
brilliant.
Crazy.
Neve, what do you got for us?
So both Hattie and Emily asked, what are the meanings behind your tattoos?
Oh, that's a good one. Tell us about your tats. To two of us.
Well, yeah, I think the main one is that it says family, and well, it's in Portuguese, but it's kind of Spanish as well. Funny. Which obviously I've spoken a lot about my family, and they've been my biggest fans my whole life, my biggest support network in the good and the bad days. I think that's like the most meaningful one to me. I got a couple of other ones, but I think that one's probably got the biggest meaning.
How's your life changed? You were on Battersea Power Station as well, weren't you? I mean, can you still go and buy a bottle of milk, or do you have to get a cap on and the specs and the whole it?
Yeah, it's funny because actually even here in Barcelona, we get stopped for photos and signatures. I think the way women's football's going is just crazy. I come back to England and people want pictures, but it's nice. It means that things are going in a good direction. I'm always happy to stop and speak to people, take pictures and sign autographs. And it is funny because I guess I could have never imagined it to be like that when I was younger, or to think people are going to want me to sign a picture or to take a picture. And I always remember my mum telling me when I got to that point when people started to recognize me, and she was like, when you was younger, like if you had met someone who inspired you or who you love, like that would have meant so much to you. And every time I meet like a little girl or a little boy, I always think of my mum telling me how I would have felt. So to make sure that I give them that energy or that good experience of meeting me.
Brilliant. Come on, Sam, give us another one. Have you got any left? Let's have the
Hello,
first one in.
I'm a student here at UCFB Wembley. Last summer was the most exciting time for women's football. But how would you sum up that amazing day in only 3 words?
Can you sum it up in 3 words? Bearing in mind it's a family show.
I think I've been asked this question before. I can't remember what I said, but yeah, I mean, unbelievable, amazing. Oh wait, maybe I said dream come true. I think that's what I said last time.
Dream come true, yeah. Do you know what? I've got one for you here, because obviously we've been doing our swatting and having a look at. You got an assist for the winner, by the way.
Yeah, I know, it's not spoken about enough.
Never spoken about. Do you know what we did? We spent the last couple of hours going through everything, going, did she get an assist? Tell everybody you should get an assist for that. I hope it's recognised somewhere.
I know. I kept the ball in place so that Chloe could swing a leg at it. I think because she kicked it, I kind of miskicked it off the player.
Yeah, I think it's unfair. I think it needs. I think people, the records need to show. If I were you, I'd be claiming it was a great touch.
Yeah, I'm claiming it as an assist. The assist for the winning goal. Chloe's taking all the glory, but she's forgetting about the assist off my. I think it was my thigh or my knee on my left leg. Yeah, it wasn't easy to keep that ball in play.
Absolutely, that was honestly the touch. It was like, there you go, played her in, couldn't miss. Or something like that.
I think, to be fair, I think because of that, I think I had the best view of the goal because I was the one who kept the touch in. I think I was the closest player to Chloe when she actually scored. So I had the best view of it.
What did you do that night? I know everybody must have. I mean, my fear was that the press conference, the table was going to collapse.
From me and
I was
Mary.
thinking, oh no, this is brilliant, this is great. Oh, but please don't, I was thinking, oh, I hope somebody doesn't break a leg here.
Yeah, no, I think all night was songs and dancing, singing, drinking, eating, and because of COVID times, and there'd been a couple of COVID cases, we'd been cut off from our family and friends for most of the tournament. So this was the first time where they were allowed to come and see us and come to the hotel and celebrate with us. So it wasn't only just, okay, we're celebrating winning the Euros. There was like Demi Stokes. She hadn't seen her newborn son for like 2 or 3 weeks, and finally getting to see him again. And obviously kids then, they change in a matter of seconds. So yeah, even just everyone meeting up with their families again was great. And then celebrating the win and all night long, literally.
Absolutely, don't blame you. Go on,
Sorry,
Neve, what we
I
got?
already asked about the tattoos, but people want piece tattoo specifically.
Puzzle piece
Oh, yeah.
tattoo.
That's a secret. That's to come.
Oh.
There you go. Sorry,
Then
guys. I
find
tried.
out soon enough.
You did throw the one. Can I ask what's Serena Wiegmann like? I know it's a bit of a broad question. Can you have a laugh with her? She seems a fascinating person.
Funny enough, I actually texted her a couple of days ago. She's very Dutch. She's very to the point. The English sense of humor. She's slowly she's getting it. But we at Barcelona we had to wear a little suit the other day, and it was identical almost to the suits that she wears for a game. So I give Kira Walsh my glasses that are quite similar to Serena's. Took a picture and I was like, "Here's the new Serena Wiegmann," and she was like, "Oh." She was like, I think she thought it was quite funny. She said, "Oh, she wears it a lot better than me," or something like that. Yeah. So that's what she said. She said, "There, see."
Are there
She
any
said,
differences between her and Jonathan?
Oh yeah, I mean, very different people. I think being Dutch and being in Spanish is quite different personalities anyway. Serena's very to the point. Yeah, there's kind of no grey areas. She likes to be black and white, and I think then being in Spanish is very, very different to that. But I mean, both are successful, both work, and yeah, there's no right or wrong way to be as a manager or a coach or even as a player, I guess.
What are your thoughts going into the World Cup?
That we're going to win it.
Simple as that.
Listen, I think we're obviously going in as probably the favourites. I think everyone's pinning that on us, and we understand that. I think we're going to be a different team to what went to the Euros, obviously, because we have different players that will be going, considering that both Ellen and Jill have retired. But we're doing well under Serena. I think these next couple of months when we get back together for the Arnold Clark Cup, and then we have the game at Wembley against Brazil. We'll see what the team's got. We'll see how we're developing, what new players are going to be in, who's going to be playing, what kind of style we'll be doing. And yeah, I think we've got a good chance. We've got one of the most talented squads in the world. We showed that at the Euros, and we've shown that before the Euros and after the Euros. So, we're confident that we can beat any team, but we know, football doesn't always work that way. There's plenty of other teams who equally could beat any team in the world as well. And we are one of them, but there are plenty of other teams that are capable of winning.
Hey, do you know what? Thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Had a good time.
It's been absolutely brilliant. Thanks so much. We wish you all the luck for the rest of the season. We wish you all the luck going forward to the World Cup, and it'd be great if you come and join us again.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. Next time we'll be talking about winning the World Cup and how that felt, and 3 words to describe it.
3 words to describe it. Absolutely, utterly fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed it today. Neve, thanks very much for your help with all the questions. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for all your videos. Lucy Bronze, brilliant. See you soon.
Thank you very much. See ya.
Bye.